Hello everybody, my name is Nick Snell and I'm the youth pastor at the Azure Hills Church in Grand Terrace, California, and today I'm going to talk to you about devotion. Now, the Merriam-Webster dictionary defines devotion as the state of being ardently dedicated and loyal. You could be ardently dedicated and loyal to lots of things: family, friends, Lakers, Clippers, Apple, Tesla, even Cheetos. You could be devoted to anything. But what does it look like to be devoted to God, and what does that mean for our competing priorities? Well, back in the 1600s, there's a man from Oxford, a chaplain named Joseph Alleine. Now, he was actually known to often neglect his friends because he'd spend so much time studying and preaching and evangelizing. But somewhere in all the preaching and evangelizing, he found time to meet a woman and marry her. And the only fault she mentioned of his was that he didn't spend enough time with her. And I sure hope quality time wasn't her love language. But he would say to her, "Ah, dear, I know thy soul is safe, but how many there are perishing have I to look after? I've got a lot of people to look after who are lost, and you're not, so I got to take the time with them," basically is what he was saying. Now, his routine was to spend 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. every day in prayer and in the Word with God. And then he would spend his afternoons basically hunting down all the unconverted that he had on a little list, trying to win them to Christ. As you might have noticed, he was using his time really intentionally. He had a thing for time, and he actually had some quotes that are remembered. He would say at the beginning of every week, "Another week is now before us. Let us spend this week for God." And every morning he would say, "Now let us live this one day well." After the King of England had said that he and 2,000 others had to stop preaching, he went on for another 8 months. So he was thrown in prison and his health declined. But when he was finally released, sickly though he was, he said this to his wife: "Now we have one more day. Let us live well. Work hard for souls. Lay up much treasure in heaven this day, for we have a few to live, but a few to live." He still remembered because of how he used his time. He not only converted many souls, but he wrote a Puritan classic called An Alarm to the Unconverted. This guy invested his time. He was devoted. But how is it that we get to the point that we will be devoted to Jesus above all, with all the competing priorities in this world? I think it's through Merriam-Webster's other definition of the word devotion. It says that devotion is an act of prayer or private worship, the word usually used in the plural, i.e. devotions. In my personal experience, it was once I started spending time with Jesus on my own that I started to want to serve and talk about Him. When we hang out with Jesus in prayer and the Word every single day, we want to walk with Him all day because He's so beautiful and inspiring and loving. With all the time we spend together, we even start to act like Him. It's exciting stuff. And when we're excited about something, we just got to tell people about it. When we show up for our time with God, we give Him the opportunity to reveal Himself to us, to get us excited about Him, His story, and His love. I want to leave you with 3 questions here at the end. Number 1, what is your dream relationship with God? And what steps can you take towards that relationship this week? Number 2, what's a way of approaching or connecting with God that you enjoy that you could incorporate into your daily rhythm? And finally, number 3, what connection do you see between time, energy, talents, and money, and true devotion to God? 3 questions. Thank you for spending this time with me, and may God richly bless you to be devoted to Him.